would only solve the problem of just the initial dehydration of the man or woman.
Right.
So when I started pushing distilled water, and in fact, one of the clients of the business that I was working with was the Supreme Court of Canada, where all those guys dress up like Santa Claus every day of the week.
Yeah.
And they had a problem with the spring water. They didn't like the appearance of the spring water on their coolers because it left this filmy substance. So I then did quite a bit of research into the differences between distilled water and spring water, because when we gave distilled water to them, they were so happy to hear they were so happy. And in fact, they had been getting compliments from many of the people traveling through there saying the water tasted so wonderful.
Well, Max, as I understand it, if you actually drink distilled water all the time, it can strip minerals and things from your own body.
Yeah, what kind of minerals?
Well, I don't know the ins and outs of it, brother. I'm no doctor, and I don't know these things, but I just know what I've read about distilled water. And, they say it's really not as healthy as what people think to drink.
Exactly. Whereas I would like to focus this conversation on just having a conversation between you and me instead of any hearsay, if that's possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, if I may, I just wanted to basically say that I've done quite a bit of research on minerals, be it organic minerals or inorganic minerals, how many we need in our body, what types. We come from the earth, that's clear, and we do have quite a bit of water inside us. And the earth that we have inside us, that it's minerals and all that sort of thing, is quite essential to life. So, been doing much more research on water since then, and learning about colloidal silver and colloidal gold and any type of colloidals, and also studying homeopathy, where one can enhance distilled water so that it has the properties of say Tylenol or Advil or even Oxycontin or any kind of synthetic drug.
Right.
And that water will actually hold that chemical signature, not the actual chemical, but it'll hold the signature of that chemical.
Water has memory, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And it's also twice as magnetic as pretty much anything that we can find. However, it's hard to make it magnetic, kind of gets around in these weird wiggles and stuff like that. And what the water puts them into the oceans, where there's a lot of salt water, so it desalinates, or it salinates all those it's almost like...
But first the water puts all these poisons into our...
conclusion of the experiment will be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So the distilled water, and I understand what you said there before, and no offense intended whatsoever by asking that we can just keep this between the two of us, because I understand there's been a lot of counterproductive things, writings and stories, to my opinion, which, I'll get all upset about it and everything. It doesn't change anything. People still don't want to listen to me because I'm not a doctor. We know that for sure. I'm not a thing. With the nature of the advent of a video that we've been passing around quite a bit recently, with respect to the prohibition of alcohol in the time before the prohibition of marijuana, that there was quite a bit of focus on what was called moonshine.
Of course.
And moonshine itself, at the time, I do basically every ailment to man except for dementia and Alzheimer's.
Whoa, wait a minute. You're saying moonshine cures...
I'm saying before they had...
things?
Well, no. What I'm saying is a tincture of cannabis, or cannabosum as we used to know it, when put inside the moonshine, then when drinking the moonshine, or a small amount of it, would actually be extremely medically beneficial for the recipient of that medicine.
Well, if the moonshine they use, they always had these X's on them.
Yeah.
Well, the X's stand for the number of times it's gone through the still. Now, if you've seen my moonshine, the stuff that I used to make, it went through the still 5 times. So 5 X's. And that's 92% pure alcohol when I'm done.
Wow.
And that really is fire water. And I mean, it's not like, it's not what people think it is. You don't get like you're really gooned on this. Actually, it's more like being high.
Yeah.
You're very sharp. You're not staggering. You wake up the next day with no hangovers. So, yeah, if you took some oil and mixed it in with that, yeah, it would probably wouldn't do you too much harm. But
no, but
I would sooner leave the moonshine out, to tell you the truth.
no doubt whatsoever. When they prohibited the alcohol, I verily believe, just in my opinion, it's something very much like what happened in the year 2000, which then happened again just very recently in December 2012.
Of course.
So back then, the marketing event of how can we prohibit alcohol just right across, it was only in the United States, right? You could drink it in Canada still.
Yeah.
But that prohibition in the United States, then right after they brought the alcohol back in, and everybody was so happy, let's wage war on the entire rest of the world because we have alcohol now and we love it so much that we're free and they're not. But what they then did is they prohibited marijuana, which beforehand, as we've listened through Jack Hare's wonderful books and stuff like that, it was readily available. In fact, if you didn't grow it on your farm, if you were an agriculturist, then you were actually fined by the government.
So at one point, I don't think they were finding these hemp crops for their rigging on their ships and everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, hemp was big industry in those days,
No
and
doubt.
you could pay your taxes with it. But I think probably by the 1920s, basically most of that had come to an end, and they just wanted to prohibit this.
Whether it's
Cancer
mammon,
research taxes.
all the benefits that they got from the oil industry,
Yeah.
from like as we say,
Pharmaceuticals.
everything, pharmaceuticals, everything that is now considered a drug, and that's why they have a problem here in Canada with actually getting us in trouble when we smoke it, is because it's not a. We don't want to decriminalize it.
Like I said, Max, I mean, they can call this a drug if they want, but it's bullshit. I mean, even when you're smoking pot, you are preventing lung cancer.
Yes.
Because there's never been a case of a pot-only smoker with lung cancer.
Yeah.
So obviously, it must prevent lung cancer, right?
I would say obviously it would.
Now, that's just the smoking aspect. Now, I ain't going to prevent cancer in other parts of your body, but it will stop it from the lungs.
Yes.
So that's preventative medicine, no matter how you spell it out.
And thank you so much for publicizing it, my good friend in arms, because we have to do this because we love each other and we love others. And I just can't bear to see anybody else die or suffer these painful deaths.
Oh, it's ridiculous, Max, but man, I'll tell you right now, things are just exploding. I just got word today, Alex Jones now, he's all up hot to interview me, I guess.
Oh, good.
So I'll be doing an interview with Alex, and
Well, this will be
there's a lot of shit happening in the States right now, brother.
awesome. Yes, there is. Now, if I could go on a little Max Radico minor tangent for maybe 30 seconds or so, and just give you a quick warning that Obama I think he's the king of the South. Okay, that's written about in the book of Revelations. In the book of Daniel. Only King James Version only, of course, because the Freemasons, they're the only ones using this book, and it's not read in any church. And the true Sabbath is the new moon. It's not Sunday or Saturday or anything Roman. Anyway, so just watch out for Obama. Watch out for Alex. Alex is actually working for the Pope, just so you know, he's a Jesuit. And that's what concerns me is all these Jesuits. It doesn't mean he's a Freemason necessarily. It just means that he knows a few things and he doesn't talk about certain things on purpose. I used to say that he was Jewish or something like that, but that's his wife.
He's been avoiding me forever.
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is now he can't avoid you because he needs to tarnish your name when he brings you on there.
Well, I wish him good luck with that one.
That's right. So if I can give one piece of advice, it's never speak about a person because persons are corporations. So nothing is personal. Everything is simply information. And as our good buddy Chong there did, he did a great job when they brought him on and they started asking him some funny questions about legality and decriminalization and all that stuff. And he just laughed at them, right? He just laughed them down and said, "Why are you guys trying to change the subject?" So if you could do that with Alex, that would be wonderful because I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that it's a trap. But
well, I've done
a
lot of interviews.
I know.
Right now, nobody's ever been able to defrock me, Max.